This is an interview with Chuck Berry, roll 2.
Have mercy, I'm ready, baby.
Back when this explosion of popularity of rock and roll took place, you and a handful of other people, but mainly you, really, what was it that caused that to happen?
Yeah, well, actually, they began to hear it. You see, because certain stations played certain music. The music that we, the blacks, play, the culture was so far apart once that you would have had to have a slave station in order to play it. As the cultures begin to come together and you begin to see one in another's vein of life and so forth, then the music came together.
Rock and roll. The feeling is there, body and soul.
I'm Anthony Mason. Hard to imagine Charles Osgood without an instrument close at hand. He's our very own music man, never failing to strike just the right note. For the past 22 years, Sunday morning hasn't needed a house band.
You know the song? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
We had Charlie. He was his own accompanist. Even in his office, you could catch Charlie at the keyboards. You've been known to stop into the Steinway showroom from time to time.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Charlie, who owns 3 Steinways, fell in love with music hearing his mother play piano at home. Piano was your first instrument?
Yes. Well, a toy piano was my first instrument. And I started playing by ear before I started taking lessons.
Did you have musical aspirations?
No, I never thought that I would be a professional pianist, and I don't think I could get the job being one even today.
But music's always had a leading role in his life. In 1955, when he was about to be drafted into the Army, he met an officer in dress blues.
He said, I'm a member of the United States Army Band. And I said, what instrument do you play? He said, I'm the announcer. Dong. So I said, when do you get out? And he said, next month.
He saw a job opening. He would serve 3 years as the Army Band's announcer.
The president, who is making a rapid recovery.
When President Eisenhower was recovering at Walter Reed Army Hospital, Charlie was enlisted as his personal disc jockey.
I was put into a studio with a stack of records that had all been chosen as his favorites, and I spent most of the day playing records for Eisenhower.
Charlie started writing songs, too. I don't think most people know that you had a top 40 hit.
Well, it's true, though.
Down through the years.
Working with John Kakovas, who he'd met in the U.S. Army Band, he wrote a tribute to America's fighting forces that in 1966 was recorded by Senator Everett Dirksen.
And he couldn't play anything, he couldn't sing anything, so he recited those lyrics.
There have been men.
Down through the years, there have been men, bold, gallant men, who have died that others might be free.
That others might be free.
By January 1967, Gallant Men had climbed to number 29, one spot above Wild Thing. What did you think as this thing started climbing the charts?
Well, I was delighted. I think he was delighted, too.
In the 60s, he also wrote a song called Black is Beautiful. Nancy Wilson recorded it and later sang it with him on Sunday morning.
It's so beautiful, it makes you cry.
My sunshine, my only soul.
As host of Sunday Morning, Charlie was able to explore his wildest musical fantasies. He performed at the Grand Ole Opry and played banjo with the Boston Pops. He played the organ at Yankee Stadium and other exotic instruments.
It's actually half a piano and half a zither. Well,
Fantastic.
you're one of about 20 people who have played a
Played the
dulciola. Yeah.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
And he'd end every
Just
year
like the
with a
ones
Christmas carol,
I
often
used
solo,
to know.
sometimes with special guests.
Play along.
Charles Osgood has always understood the enduring power of music at transitional moments in our lives, as he himself explained in a 1995 story on the anniversary of VE Day.
With every parting, there was always the fear that it might be, and the hope that it would not be the last parting. Maybe that is why this song that Vera Lynn used to sing became an anthem that even to this day can bring tears to the eyes of many an old soldier.
So play it again, Charlie.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
And now, here with a tribute to Charles Osgood is the United States Army Band and Chorus.